Republican Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is standing firm on his commitment to hold up hundreds of promotions in the military, even as he is facing growing criticism for doing so. Tuberville says that the hold is going to stay until the Senate votes on a Pentagon policy that ensures service members have access to reproductive health care after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. CNN's Manu Raju caught up with the senator today, asked if he was worried about whether or not Pentagon officials say that backlog could actually impact military readiness. This is what he said.
I've talked to generals and admirals, and if I felt like it was really that much of a problem, we wouldn't be having this problem. But it's really not affecting it. They could do these one at a time. We could do 3 or 4 a day if they're really that concerned about it. But nobody's concerned about it. And so why would I be concerned about it?
Joining me now, Democratic Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth, a member of the Armed Services Committee and an Iraq War combat veteran. I should know. Good evening, Senator, and thank you for being here. You just heard what your colleague said there, telling Manu no one is concerned about it, and that, if you really did have an issue, you could do 3 or 4 of these a day, which, as we both know, would take an incredible amount of time. What's your response to him?
Well, perhaps he has not read the letter from the 7 former secretaries of defense. It says that he is endangering national security by doing this. He's inserting a social agenda, a political process into something that has been political. Promoting military officers based on their merits, their ability to perform their job and defend our nation. And it is really shameful that he's doing this. And he's doing it for political gain. And it has never been done. And really, he's endangering our national security.
Is it clear to you what he wants for how this to end? I mean, clearly what he doesn't like is the policy that the Pentagon has put in place for service members to be able to travel. But I mean, if he gives up on that position, he'll look like he lost. And as you noted, he's gotten some praise from his own party about it. If Democrats or the administration gives in, it would just be rewarding his tactics. How does this come to an end?
Well, he's been given several opportunities. Listen, the best way to do this is through the legislative process. Next week, we're actually doing the markup on the National Defense Authorization Act. That's where he should be going through the process. He can put forward a piece of legislation that would counter this DOD policy. We would vote on it. It passes or fails, but he doesn't want to do that. Senator Joni Ernst has a piece of legislation that actually negates this DOD policy. But he's not participating with that. So even within his own party, he's being given options, off ramps that would allow him to get the vote. But bottom line, he's getting too much benefit from this, whether it's his own political status or, by the way, he's fundraising off of this. He's fundraising off of an action that is endangering our national security, and it's really shameful.
And Senator Joni Ernst, I should note, has been working on that amendment for a while. It would effectively achieve the same outcome, but would be done through the legislative process. Tonight, though, critics may look at this and hear this interview and remember when you also vowed to block the promotion and the confirmation of more than, I think it was 1,000 or so military promotions until you wanted the Pentagon to guarantee that Lieutenant Colonel Alex Vindman would get his promotion, that it wouldn't be blocked. That was only for 2 weeks, but what would you say to those critics if they drew that distinction to here tonight?
What I did is what senators do all the time, and usually it's for a particular goal, which is to get an answer to a question. And I received my answer. In fact, it was the Pentagon had nominated Alexander Vindman to be promoted along with a tranche of other officers based on his ability to do his job. And the White House put him out of his cohort to say that we're not going to promote this person, even though he had been recommended for that promotion. And I wanted to know why. And I said, okay, I'm going to hold these until you answer me. And they did. And I took down the hold within 14 days. 14 days. We're not talking about 6 months. We're not talking about endangering our national security long term. We're certainly not talking about fundraising off of such a move, which is what my colleague is doing. And certainly it wasn't to insert a social agenda the way he's doing into national security.
Senator Tammy Duckworth, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.